All right, folks, it is time for our live Q&A here on NFL Daily, so make sure you use hashtag NFL in the comment section. Producer Brett behind the scenes, he'll bring up the ones that he likes and the ones that catch his eye, so make sure using that hashtag NFL makes it a little bit easier on us. Will the Vikings trade Treadwell for Josh Doctson? What else are you throwing in? Because Dotson's outplayed Treadwell. So if you're Minnesota, you got to give something else there too. Like, neither's been that great, but I think Doctson has more trade value right now than Laquon Treadwell. Ooh, here's a good one. Bawana Beast. Would Bradley Chubb be the top passer if he was in the most recent draft class? Please and thank you. First off, manners matter. Thank you. I don't know if he'd be the best. He wouldn't have been the best for me, but he certainly still would have been a top 10 pick. Like, the Raiders probably would have taken him over Cleveland Ferrell, I think. So maybe not ahead of Bosa, but definitely in that discussion there is one of the top guys there. Dennis Jones, do you think the Raiders will add any more defensive starters to their team? Maybe trade for a solid starting corner. I kind of think they want to roll for now with some combination of Garyon Conley and Nevin Lawson, Nick Nelson. They spent an early second-round pick on Trayvon Mullen, so I don't think they're going to add any more big-name guys. There will definitely be roster movement in the preseason at the end of roster cuts for sure, but I don't think you're going to see a ton of big-name trades right now, unless, of course, you want to count the kicker. Ryan's Vines, is Daniel Jones going to start for Eli Manning or not? Not immediately. The Giants are committed to Eli Manning being their guy right now. I think it's a terrible idea, same with drafting Daniel Jones, but check back in like week 10. Let's see if the Giants are around 500 or if they're like 3-7 or even 2-8. That's when you might see some more buzz about Daniel Jones actually starting for New York, or maybe Manning collapses in the preseason. Who knows? Richard Klein, will KC have a top 15 defense this year? No, probably not. I'd be very surprised if KC ended up with a top 15 defense this year. I know they added Frank Clark, but they had Dee Ford and Justin Houston last year. Like, across the board, that's not really an upgrade. They were 24th in terms of points allowed last year. I honestly don't know how much better they got. Coaching staff change could help, but I don't think it's going to be enough to move them up into the top 15. Now, today's show brought to you guys by Wager Talk. Get your free daily pick package. Again, that's for free at wagertalk.com/chatsports. They're going to give away some expert picks for you. All you got to do, go to wagertalk.com/chatsports and get that free daily pick package. From Liam Howley, what do you see the Jets, I think you left out the word doing, this upcoming season? There's going to be an AFC East team that makes a run of the playoffs. It happens every single year because they have a chance to win like 4 games against some other bad AFC East teams, and normally there's at least one up to the Patriots. It's not the Dolphins. It's either the Bills or the Jets. I lean more towards the Jets, but I can definitely see New York winning 6 or 7 games, and that's an upward trajectory given where they were last year. Garrett Callahan, will the Redskins sign a free agent after the comp pick deadline? Certainly possible. Maybe safety? That kind of jumps out to me. Maybe defensive back in general. There will definitely be some movement. I don't know if it's the biggest name, but how does Morris Claiborne strike your fancy if you're a Washington fan? Let me know what you think there in the comment section. Just throwing out names at this point. It's all a guessing game. From R. Jonesy, did KC do enough to make up for all their losses and return to number 1? Well, I don't know if they were really number 1 last year. They are a very similar team, but Tyreek Hill's probably gone. You lose Dee Ford, you lose Justin Houston. I don't know if that's a big-time upgrade for KC. From AKA Ninja, biggest bust in 2019. Do you mean player or do you mean team? If you mean player, still going to go with Daniel Jones. If you mean team, let's see, high expectations. Cowboys would be a classic collapse on that front. There's always at least one team, multiple teams that make playoffs and then miss it next year. Maybe it's an AFC North team not named the Browns. Both the Ravens and Steelers made it. I don't think both those teams make it again this year. So maybe it's one of those 2 teams that have a surprise collapse this season. Manny Bruce Salvador says, Tom, the Raiders will not be on Hard Knocks. Also, Where do you think the Raiders in offense and defense will rate last year? Well, I want Oakland on Hard Knocks. Like, I want the chaos there. They might be waiting until they're in Vegas, but I want it now. I want that drama right now, just as a casual observer from that front. Well, they were dead last on defense this past season, so I bet they're better this year. I'm still going to put the over-under at 20. Like, they'll be better. That's still a big way to change there. And then on offense, they also weren't that good last year. They were 28th in points per game. So 20th is my over-under for both of those. I think that's fair. Aaron Block, will Andre Hall get traded with Eric Reed stepping up, or Justin Reed stepping up? No, he's not going to be, in large part because I'm pretty sure he retired like a month ago. So you're not going to trade him at this point. So you're not paying him that one at all. Eldon, a.k.a. Turtle, do you think there is a 3-way trade for the Raiders to get Chris Harris from Denver and Lael Collins from the Cowboys? Well, what are you giving up? Because you're getting the 2 best players. So come back to me with a full-on trade package, because otherwise that's going to be pretty tough, because you're getting the 2 best players in that deal. From Numbers and a Letter, Eddie Pinheiro, opinions about him and the Bears kicking in general. He was good at Florida. Again, I don't scout kickers, as some of you like to make fun of me for. But he was accurate, so, I mean, that's a good sign there. He has a strong leg, I think. So, look, they give a 2021 7th-round pick only if he's on the active roster for 5 games. There's no downside there. The Bears need kicking help, so you might as well keep trying, guys. So, I mean, it's certainly a worthwhile move there by the Chicago Bears. Maybe it pans out, maybe it doesn't. Dennis Jones, I want to go to that one, Brett. I want to go to that one. Because why would the Cardinals take this deal? Why? A third in Carl Joseph? That's like 2/3. So I say no. The Cardinals say no. You got to start with a first-round pick. Peterson's one of the best corners in the NFL. You're not going to get him at a discount right now. There's just no way that ends up happening. So sorry, Dennis. You got to opt for a little bit more if you're the Oakland Raiders. Again, keep using hashtag NFL in the comments section. More Pro Bowl questions. Andrew C., how many Pro Bowlers will the Browns have and who? Maybe Baker, maybe Chubb, Odell Beckham. I don't think Landry since Odell's there. Myles Garrett, I think he's almost a lock at this point. Maybe Denzel Ward. Just don't throw out some names there. Bawana Beast, do you think Royce Freeman will split more carries with Phillip Lindsay? That's the plan, I think. We saw how good Phillip was last year in a limited role. We know Freeman's a pretty good player, too. At least I think he is. So, yes, I think the Denver Broncos will continue to use a rotation in the backfield. So, sorry, Broncos and fantasy fans. It's going to be more of the same there. I-King Ruler going full-on homer. If we stay healthy, the Niners are going to the Super Bowl. I like the optimism. Because that's a big jump from number 2 draft pick to Super Bowl, but I like it. Andreas Espinoza, who is winning the NFC East? I think it's the Cowboys or the Eagles. Sorry, Redskins fans. Not really sorry, Giants fans. You're just not that good. I think the Eagles or the Cowboys there end up winning the NFC East. From Chad Gordon Jr., should the Giants pick up Trey Boston and Jay Ajayi? I think that Jay Ajayi makes a lot of sense for them. I think he'd be a great fit as a safety to pair with Jabril Peppers. I think he's proven he can play deep. Not a true single high guy, but can play a deep safety role. Ajayi's interesting. I think for him, does he want to go to New York? Does he want to be the backup to Saquon Barkley and get like 5 touches a game? He might wait a long time and wait for an injury because he wants the ball to get more money next year. So watch out for him waiting. But I do think Boston would be a good fit at safety, to pair with Preppers. I know they have Bethea, but I'd like to see Trey Boston there too. Jordan Thomas, first off, thanks for the super chat, my man. You always do it. Can you name a realistic possibility of a new backup for Dak and explain why it could happen? Technically, Mike White is a new backup. But, look, Jordan, you and I are on the same page here. I'd love Josh McCown to be a veteran mentor. But I don't think that's Dallas's MO right now. I don't think they want a new backup. I think they're going to stick with Dak Prescott, stick with Rush, and stick with White.